Hello and welcome to the program. This is Legally Speaking, a program in which we look at power, politics, and policies from the eyes of the law. My name, of course, is Chijoke Kanu, your regular anchor. Today, we are going to look at the issue of the judgment of the Court of Appeal in respect of the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, and the related legal issues that we can get from it. I also have a guest in the studio that we look at this together. But before then, I'll go on a short break, and when I return, the program will be back in full. If you are just joining us, this is Legally Speaking, a program in which we look at power, politics, and policies from the eyes of the law. And today, as I promised at the opening, we are going to talk about the judgment of the Court of Appeal, the stay of execution, and of course, the appeal at the Supreme Court in respect of the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, and the federal government of Nigeria. As I said, we are back and better, and the guest today is our regular guest, and it needs no introduction. But for those of you who are joining us for the first time, I am in the studios today with Prince Alabo Okoma. He's a legal practitioner in Abuja. You're welcome to the program.
It's my pleasure.
Yes. Well, straight to the point. Nnamdi Kanu is not a new issue. It's been there for a very long time. But the interesting part is that the court has made declaration. Remember, on this program, we have talked about that rendition, whether it's lawful or unlawful, but at least the court has made a pronouncement.
Yes.
What is your first reaction?
Well, the court pronounced as if, even the non-lawyers will know that it was illegal to bring him, to force him down here. It was illegal. That's exactly what the court said.
Yes.
What the court said is that the mode of bringing him was wrong. So you cannot build nothing on something.
Yes. You can't build anything.
Anything. So as long as they are charging him to come, they should take him back to where they brought him. Apply properly. Carry all the due process. And if they release him, then he can come and face his trial. And moreover, he did not jump bail. No. He ran away to save his life.
But that, when the Federal High Court was saying after all he jumped bail, he was saying so in the issue, when they read the issue of rendition. He said after all he jumped bail. But the Court of Appeal has said that, as we said here, that the Federal High Court jurisdiction does not extend to Kenya.
Yes, does not extend to Kenya.
Yeah.
And moreover, this one they brought was was a British citizen.
Of course.
So he was abducted.
He was abducted, yes.
And kidnapped, if I want to use that word.
Yes. Something like this has happened before, remember?
Yes, now.
The Umaru Diko,
isn't that 1984?
In 1984, Umaru Diko saga.
The same
president, and it's the same president. It's the same president.
He was the head of state.
He was the head of state, yes. They tried it. And all the Israelis and other people that were involved in that rendition are now in prison. They are serving sentences.
In Britain.
Yes. So
and lost their jobs.
Maybe what happened was that this administration thought that because the other one failed, it would have been right if they had brought Umaru Diko in that way. That one would have also failed. It would have also
but if you remember the case of the senator in Ogun State,
okay,
Larry Shitu also, one senator.
Yeah.
He's late now. Yeah. He was even a gubernatorial candidate. He stood for governors.
Yes.
And I think Reuben Abadi was his deputy in that last election.
Yeah.
He was forcefully, with connivance with federal government, taken to America. But the New York court released him because he was not properly brought. And he was brought back to Nigeria. That was why he became a free man and sued the election. So it's not the lie, it's not the, that it was a connivance with the federal government. That was I think the regime of Obasanjo, I think.
What is wrong with us? Why is it we cannot follow the due process of law?
No, we are not carved out for that. If you watch, our democracy is easy, we follow due process.
And somebody is saying that, look, I will not agree. Well, the Attorney General raised the issue of rendition being a separate matter and the charge that was the other charges being a separate matter.
He cannot say that because the man was illegally brought. So it can't be separate. It's the same person you brought in here.
And he amended his charges.
You remember the case? I can't remember that case again. When Oputa, Justice Oputa of the blessed memory, said that it's only a tree that can wait till he's arrested.
It was a case between somebody and the police.
And police.
They said they will not grant him bail because
he jumped bail.
He ran away.
He ran away.
They took it up to Supreme Court. You know, when they arrested him, then they gave him bail at the police. He ran away. When they caught him a second time, they took him to the magistrate court. The magistrate court said, no, well, we can't give you bail because you have jumped bail. They are saying,
so he appealed.
He's appealed, and they took it up. The only ground of refusing the bail is that he jumped bail. So when they got to Supreme Court, I think it was Oputa.
Oputa, he's Oputa JS.
And he said, well, yeah. He said, well, I don't understand what people are talking about. It is your duty to look for him.
Again,
he has the right to run away.
Run away because his life was at risk. And you remember that Mazi Kanu's house was raided. That was why he
completely
ran. And 18 people died
in the process. And somebody's talking about jumping back.
So you should stay there for them to come and kill him.
Say, look,
because the killing was for him.
The police were disappointed. The speaker said, look, this man has the right to run away. You are the one looking for him. Go and look for him. It's only a tree that you come and say, tomorrow I'll cut you down.
And he will still remain there until you cut him down.
So the issue of jumping bail doesn't make any sense.
No, he
never
jumped bail. They went for him and he escaped.
Yes, it was of no legal moment.
People died.
If I died in that raid,
that was the end.
They try?
What was the end? The essence was to kill him because they had no case.
Yeah, they don't have any case. Now you see the AG is talking as if there are two trials. There is only one trial and only one person and only one charge.
And the way it is, you know, they were arguing different lawyers were arguing that he was charged by a court of appeal, but not acquitted. You remember the argument?
Yes.
Even it was the AG who started it, the AG Federation that started that. He was not acquitted. But here I'm telling you that discharge
operates as an
acquittal because they can't try him again.
Completely.
They cannot file because when they go to apply, as the court have directed, for them to apply, which country will allow their citizens to come in when they know that he was not coming to get justice?
Of course. He cannot be.
He cannot get justice.
There is no charge against him as it
and he cannot get justice, so they will not release him.
But when the Court of Appeal said the charges cannot stand, are they going to bring the charges again, or they go and amend it and bring it again?
On what basis? The man you are bringing in, you sure you've not gotten, you don't have jurisdiction.
You don't have.
The court does not have jurisdiction.
Because
one of the grounds.
If you say the man has been discharged and he wasn't discharged because of want of diligent prosecution.
Yeah.
The matters were all the charges
were thrown away.
Were thrown away.
In short, there was no charges. There are no charges.
So what are you?
So you can arrest anybody and no charge.
In fact, they're supposed to compensate him for this irresponsibility.
No, that was what the other court, the lower court in NY, have given him 500 million.
It's too small. Really.
No, they applied for 20 billion. So I don't know how much.
Okay.
Even if it's 1 million, even if it's 1 kobo.
Yeah.
For the fact that it has been granted.
Yeah.
They can appeal on that.
But you see, this brings us to this issue of making a politician an attorney general. As far as I'm concerned, Malami is a member of the APC, carrying member of APC. In a situation where the attorney general, the minister of justice is also an attorney general, it makes things more difficult in terms of rights of citizens and things like that. So the amendment has made it. I think they have divided it now.
With this, but only 11 states signed. The other one said unless state police and some other issues are brought in, they won't sign.
They won't sign.
And there are 25 of them.
Okay, 11.
11 have signed.
Okay.
And Attorney General, there is a split between Attorney General and the minister.
Yes.
You know, this thing is a long time. You cannot, only in a military regime, you can marry the two. The Attorney General is so independent that you can immediately you appoint him and is confirmed. You can't remove him unless the Senate, in 2/3 majority, can remove him.
Attorney General.
Yes.
Which is different, distinct office
from
the Minister of Justice.
The Minister of Justice is like a legal advisor to the political party that is in government.
Yes.
But the Attorney General is the Attorney General of the Federation.
He doesn't belong to any party.
Anybody.
And people are saying, okay, if we are going to get a different Attorney General, where do we get it from? Some people are saying, okay, let's get it from the Ministry of Justice. So
yes, you can, but it's an appointment.
Like the Solicitor General.
Like it's an appointment.
Yes.
You know, even the Solicitor General sing a song towards
the party in power.
The party in power.
Yeah.
But if you appoint an independent Attorney General, it must be like somebody who has a tenure. A tenure of at least 5 or 6 years. So that he outlive the president and those who come in. And he's so independent that he doesn't know them.
He doesn't have to know them.
He can charge them.
Yes.
Those of them who are charging.
There was a judgment. There was judgment against the federal government of Nigeria and this Attorney General on Abacha loot. The judge said, in this country where the Attorney General is the same office, hold the same Minister of Justice, holds the same office as Attorney General, it is difficult for anybody to complain on behalf of the public.
Yeah, no. It's very clear. But if you point an independent Attorney General who has a tenure, a secured tenure, that's not even a Solicitor General can do that.
The Solicitor General is a civil servant. It's a civil servant. So taking an Attorney General from the Ministry of Justice.
Then he is out. He has to retire. He has to retire.
We have to get somebody who have retired.
Who have retired. That is, he has to retire before he takes over that office.
That is the problem we're having right now with the system of justice. We are in the hands of the politician everywhere.
Up to if not checked, up to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
If not checked.
Remember that the court order the president said he used to remove Onogen was a motion expert. It was an expert order.
It was not a court order.
It was not even a court order.
Because that place was not a court.
Because there's no Attorney General. Nobody.
It was not a court.
It's not a court. It's a tribunal.
It's an administrative tribunal.
Yes, which belongs to the executive.
Executive.
You are the one. They are the accuser.
He's not a judge. He's not a judge.
He's not.
Neither is he a magistrate.
He's not.
He's a civil servant.
If you receive the clip,
yes,
the president I have been served with a court order. That is not a court order.
Court order.
But the Attorney General was aware.
From where? But there are many. What baffles me is that the vice president himself is a very senior lawyer, a senior advocate of that.
But he doesn't fall directly in his office.
No, but he could say something
You know what happens here is when people leave office, they start telling you
that their hands were tied. If your hands were tied, then untie it and leave the office.
Leave the office. It was a very terrible thing. That order is
about 5 senior advocates were sitting down there with the president. They are still there.
And that is why we are still in court with this Code of Conduct Bureau, Code of Conduct Tribunal. They don't have the right to do what they did. They can never have such right.
You obey an emotion expert, which is not from a court. And then you disobey Supreme Court order.
You obey your own order. Emotion expert order. You made it. The executive made that order. The executive are the accusers, and they are also the people who are enforcing the judgment.
It's not proper.
It doesn't make sense. Now, the Attorney General has gone on appeal. We will not bother ourselves about
what
the appeal. But there was this application for stay. People are misunderstanding it. But I think we have to go on a short break. When we come back, we talk about it. Welcome back. Before we went on that short break, we were talking about the stay of execution that was done by the Court of Appeal, and people have been misunderstanding it. Some people think that the Court of Appeal has reversed it.
That's what the papers tell us, that they reverse themselves. Well, how they reverse themselves? That headline is wrong.
Completely.
In TV, almost all the TV that I watch, Supreme Court reverse. How can they reverse? Court of Appeal reverse. How did they reverse themselves?
How can
somebody applied for a stay because he was on
he has an appeal.
It's the duty of the court to grant that stay.
Yes.
So that people will not misread them.
Yes. But of course, if they have refused to grant the stay, the federal government still have another opportunity.
They will apply
to take it to the Supreme Court.
For
and then it becomes an issue because until that application is heard, it will delay the appeal. Because they will go to let the court hear.
So they never reverse themselves. They did what they are supposed to do.
You know, some of these media houses, their legal issues are not looked at by the legal department. You cannot call a stay of
execution. And then most of them, just like you have police lawyers, they take orders. They are not independent at all.
Yeah,
they are not independent. Their lawyer is supposed to be independent, whether you are in the ministry.
If you see the whole package of justice system we have here is completely in ruins.
Yes,
it is completely in ruins. Nothing is working. The courts are not working. The police are not working. All the agencies are not doing what the law says they should do. Yeah. That is the problem.
Because lawyers have refused to be independent. Lawyers, most of them, pursue money in their various departments. Even in the Ministry of Justice. Lawyers don't argue legally with their principal.
I was in court the other day. There's a matter that came on, and the lawyer said, "My lord, we have application. I have a application for interlocutory injunction." The judge asked him, "Is he not on the writ?" Because injunctive order is already in the writ. But people don't do these things. You serve them a writ that has injunctive order. They still go and arrest the person. That writ should have been
they will have stayed you from doing what you are not supposed to.
And lawyers see this and they keep quiet. Somebody that the writ say, take notice that party shall maintain status quo.
Status quo. And you are still going there to do the order.
To harass the person. I think the system...
Independence is the main thing At least when I was, and it depends on you as an individual.
Yeah.
You have to be independent. And when you want to be independent, you shun most of the legalities. Going on journeys, going on this in favors, you shun them.
And that's the only way you can be independent.
Yes, when you shun those things, even your principals will be weary to come near you. That man, we don't want his trouble.
And that keeps you clean.
Yeah, clean. You may not be rich. I will not say you are poor.
No.
You may not be rich, but you are comfortable.
But actually, this knowledge of law ought to thrive on due process. If you want to do...
No, due process means law.
Yes. That's what
following what is...
The Court of Appeal, for me, the Court of Appeal were right.
They were right to shorten the period of appeal.
When they said, okay, fine, we have done our own. Don't do anything until the Supreme Court finally says what it should be.
What you want to say. And that place they have been not say again.
It was a wash all over the place that they have been transferred to...
But they said they were doing their normal...
To the remote areas. That is not an issue.
It's not a remote area. When somebody...
Two of them went to Gombe. And one went to...
It's not a remote area. It's a capital city. Which one is remote area?
Maybe they were even supposed to be on time.
No, we are too sentimental in Nigeria. And we are sentimental because the government is not helping matters. The government is not helping matters. If you say the true thing to be done, nobody.
There was this registrar, acting registrar general of Corporate Affairs Commission,
Mrs.
Azinge. What happened was that the woman was, when she was acting, this same code of conduct wrote gave an order and wrote a letter that issue vacate.
On what basis?
There was a complaint at the Code of Conduct Bureau. So I was lucky to be in the matter. Then I said, no, you can't do that. They thought it was a joke. And we went to court. We said, no, you can't give such order. You cannot vacate. Vacate for what? Without hearing her. Ex parte, he says you vacate. If you vacate at that point, what are you going to try? Then we filed a suit against them. When the suit got to the minister, we joined the Minister of Internal Affairs. I think he's the one that is in charge there. I think he's the one.
Internal Affairs.
Internal Affairs. Yes. We joined him, and then when they got the process, they got the senior advocate to represent them. But I think after some time, they saw that case you cannot do anything to the case. They now appointed a substantive registrar general. Yes. Yes. And that was the end of the case.
Is she still there?
No, she's no longer there. She was not confirmed now, and they appointed her. But if we have kept quiet, if she have kept quiet,
they will have disgraced her out of her.
They would have messed her up now, messed her silly. So when they gathered the team,
everything should be done through the due process is very key. If you want a civilized country, because not obeying court order is you are setting an anarchy.
Complete.
Yes.
Complete.
And that means the most powerful will be the strongest.
Yes. What we're saying is, look, let this Nnamdi Kanu case go through the due process of law, the way it's going now.
Yes, and then
at least in Nigeria,
and then I will advise this government to not to run two laws in one country. They are running two laws because all those people we call bandits and terrorists. Has anybody been tried?
No, I've not had any trial. So nobody will tell you.
And Nnamdi Kanu, in the real sense of it, what was his offense?
Nothing. You can see what is playing out now. Because you see, and they should be, the government should also be, try to be civil on people. We are in democracy.
This democracy.
Yes, high-handedness
Yes.
of operatives is
Yes.
a concern.
So a
It's a
concern.
concern. Because they can send you to court whether or not you committed any offense or not. That is the problem. If you go to courts, you see the arraignment that is going on, the trial that, and you know, those things are not supposed to be cases.
Meanwhile, a case, somebody is trying to plead bargain about the case he was taken to. Meanwhile, he's pleading not guilty of the same charge.
Yeah, but that is a problem. That's a problem. And even plea bargain, even when you plead bargain,
That means you are guilty.
successfully, you are guilty, you are a convict.
You are guilty, only that you are asking them
Don't take me to prison.
No, don't take me too long in prison. No, when you plead bargain, you can still be sent to prison.
Yeah, you
but
can
your
get a shorter
sentence will be
sentence.
shorter.
But
and they take some of the looted property.
Yeah, but yes, but that person is a convict
He's a convict
forever.
Unless he's given pardon.
Unless it's only pardon that will save
Yeah.
it. And I don't know whether that includes judgments, sentences abroad. That is conviction abroad.
No, when you give a pardon.
No, I'm talking about what is the effect if you are convicted, say in Britain. Does it have the same effect here?
Yeah, the next convict. No, I remember that when I was briefly in politics. My one of the contestants of the chairman was convicted in Britain for I think 6 months. So what we use in removing is that he was a convict.
He was an ex-convict.
In local government is taken by High Court. So if you're a convict, you're a convict.
You know, because this INEC thing, these finalists we're going to talk about next time is full of all sorts of complaints.
Yeah.
There are ex-convicts. There may be ex-convicts. There may be looters. There may be so many things in that list.
Yes.
But they are there, yes. But it's a mixed bag. But we talk about that some other time. But meanwhile, I have to thank you for coming to the program. Of course, we are back now.
Yeah, we are back fully.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
All right, thank you. Time is not always a friend, but this is how far we can go today. But join us the next edition of the program as we continue our discussions. Thank you.